You're watching KGW TV, Portland, the Northwest news leader, serving the Willamette Valley, the Oregon coast, Eastern Oregon, and Southwest Washington. This is a special edition of News 8.
Good evening, I'm Nancy Francis. The Portland Trail Blazers tip off against the New York Knicks in just about 15 minutes. But first, this special edition of News 8. Tanya Harding plays for the cameras, but the blitz is on by prosecutors and her ex-husband. That ex-husband, Jeff Gillooly, testified in front of a grand jury this weekend, and his attorney confirms Gillooly implicated Tanya Harding in the attack. Ron Hovitz says Gillooly turned on Harding after FBI agents proved that she had already turned on him. News 8's Pat Doris has learned about a major development set to unfold in the Nancy Kerrigan case. That story coming up. But first, the other big story of the day, the Super Bowl, of course, and Terry Cooper joins us now with his play of the game.
Boy, we just can't feel bad about Buffalo again. Doggone it, it seems like it happens every year. It's the bowl game. Nearly everyone was rooting for an upset, so we wouldn't have to feel so bad for the Bills. The Bills were up 13-6 at halftime, but Dallas scored 24 straight points. Emmitt Smith scored 2 touchdowns in the second half, this one from 15 yards out in the third quarter. He had 132 yards rushing as Dallas went on to win their second straight championship. The final, Dallas 30, Buffalo 13.
And if 6.5 hours of sport wasn't enough for you, there's more to come on this Super Sports Sunday.
That is right. The Blazers are at home tonight to take on the New York Knicks, and Joe Becker is there live. Joe, you're going to give us a preview for this game?
Well, I certainly am, Perry. I tell you what, I've really enjoyed Super Sports Sunday. I was up early to watch Kevin McHale have his number retired in Boston. That was great. I enjoyed the Super Bowl, and we've even got a better game coming up tonight, 7:30, the Blazers and the New York Knicks, and you can see the Knicks yelling right behind me, so they're pumped up for tonight's game. It should be a good one. You know, earlier they had the big Super Bowl game on the big screen here at the Coliseum, and you can see the Cowboys celebrating, and Blazers rookie James Robinson was watching, sat down to have a seat there. A lot of the players were watching the Super Bowl game, and the Blazers are coming out now. Tracy Murray was in the locker room. Now, Cliff Robinson's from Buffalo. He didn't want to talk about the game. Terry Porter's a big Dallas Cowboys fan, but he was in the locker room, so I talked to Tracy and Rod.
I watched some of it. I mean, in and out. I couldn't watch it. I couldn't sit down and watch the whole thing, but I saw most of it.
What'd you think?
Buffalo must give it up. 4 in a row, that's bad, you know.
So what'd you think of the Super Bowl?
It was a tough game, but Cowboys did it again.
You like that, don't you?
Well, I didn't really care if San Francisco wasn't in it, but I don't know. It was good to see Dallas win again, another back-to-back.
As I said, Terry Porter's feeling very good, but at the time, Terry was in the back room getting treatment, so I wasn't able to talk to him. And like I said before, Cliff Robinson did not want to comment on the game, although he told me off camera he felt sorry for the Buffalo Bills players because they've got to go back to Buffalo. As I told you, the Blazers have a big game tonight, and big news, too. Brad Greenberg is the director of player personnel for the Portland Trail Blazers, and you've been considered for a job in Houston. I guess they were trying to woo you. That's what we've heard. What is the latest on that?
Well, yesterday I decided to withdraw my name for that position, and just didn't feel it was the right thing for me and my family at this time, and I'm glad to be staying here in Portland and with a great organization and a great team.
Well, I would think that has to play really big in any decision you make, is that Portland really is a nice city, great fans, and you mentioned a good organization and a good group of guys, too.
Yeah, I love it here. We have a terrific owner, great fans. We've had a lot of success, so I'm excited to be part of this, and the situation in Houston just wasn't the right thing for me and my family at this time.
Happy about the Super Bowl?
You know, I get so focused on basketball, I don't follow that other sport too much. It's a funny-shaped ball.
Okay, Brad, thanks a lot. I enjoyed the Super Bowl, and I'm really going to enjoy the Blazers and Knicks on Super Sports Sunday. Back to you.
Joe has the right emphasis for all this. Again, that's coming up right next here at 7:30, right after our little update here.
About 10 minutes from now. Thanks, Perry. News 8 has learned that the U.S. Figure Skating Association, which is considering kicking Tanya Harding off the Olympic team, will get a bombshell Tuesday. News 8's Pat Doris has that story. Pat?
That's right, Nancy. We've learned Jeff Gillooly will plead guilty to racketeering on Tuesday, and when he enters that plea, investigative reports, including lengthy statements he made to the FBI, will be made public. It will be exactly the sort of reports for which the Skating Association is looking.
The lawyer for Jeff Gillooly, Tanya Harding's ex-husband,
says his client implicated Harding in the Nancy Kerrigan attack after learning Harding had lied to him. Ron Hovitt says that after Harding was questioned by the FBI 2 weeks ago, she told Gillooly she did not implicate him. But during Gillooly's questioning last week, investigators showed him a 46-page statement from Harding in which she said Gillooly was involved in the Kerrigan attack. That apparently made all the difference in the world. Now, Gillooly will plead guilty to racketeering Tuesday, and News 8 has learned that when that happens, most of the evidence against Gillooly will be made public. It will likely include police reports, investigative documents, and the lengthy statement Gillooly gave FBI agents. There is little doubt at least some of the documents, like Gillooly's statement, will include information on Harding's role in the attack and her behavior afterwards. It is exactly what the U.S. Figure Skating Association is looking for. The group has asked a special panel to review Harding's conduct and decide whether a full investigation is warranted. It is the first step towards possibly stripping Harding of her association membership. Without it, she cannot skate in the Olympics. But with no subpoena power, the association's panel had little hope of gathering evidence in the middle of a criminal investigation. Sources tell News 8 prosecutors were not likely to cooperate, considering the criminal investigation to be a higher priority. But with Tuesday's release of information, Tonya Harding could be closer than ever before to being thrown off the Olympic team. Now, it's important to remember the statements will be Gillooly's version of Harding's role in all this, and for her part, Harding says she had nothing to do with the attack on Kerrigan before it happened. Also, it's unclear whether the evidence released Tuesday will justify stripping Harding of her association membership. The association president, Claire Ferguson, said today, if the statements amount to Gillooly's word against Harding's, it may not be enough. We'll see. Nancy?
Thank you, Pat. There is more to come tonight on this special edition of News 8, including the story of a Portland man who took center stage at Super Bowl 28.
This edition of News 8 is closed captioned through a generous grant from Smith's Home Furnishings, because nobody cares like Smith's.
Picture this. Charlene was in love. Her boyfriend got down on his knees, asked for her hand in marriage. It was going to be a bride's dream. 3 days before the wedding, the groom called. What did he say when he called?
I'm not coming.
He helped her with everything. The wedding announcements were out. She had this beautiful dress. The guests were on their way.
I had to go to the church and put a sign on the door.
How many people were coming?
300.
Why did the groom wait till the last minute to back out? Next show first.
Monday at 4.
You hear a lot of noise these days about who's got the biggest pizza. Well, how many square feet of bad pizza do you really want? Enough already. Papa Aldo's uses the highest quality ingredients. Pizza dough made fresh every day. Almost a pound of 100% real cheese and lots of the freshest toppings. It's pizza that tastes great for a great price.
Papa Aldo's largest pepperoni pizza with 70 slices of pepperoni, now just $5.99.
Papa Aldo's Pizza. We make it, you bake it. It's fast and always fresh.
Four-wheel, fully independent suspension. 24 valves, 214 horses. Speed proportional steering. Four-wheel ABS and computerized traction control. And cab-forward design for greater stability. At last, an American luxury car that can make these feel like invitations instead of warnings. Presenting the Chrysler LHS.
See your local Northwest Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
This is News 8.
And now a look at the weather with Jack Appel. It was another great day out there, Jack.
Sure was. And those clear skies and that dry air that brought all the sunshine today will bring another cool night tonight. And we can expect some more days coming up just like we had today. And it was a beautiful day along the coast today, by the way, also. Here's the forecast then for the next 5 days. For tonight, 28, high tomorrow 50, sunshine, and sunshine for most of the week. Temperatures running just about the same as they have.
Beautiful. Thank you, Jack. If you watched the Super Bowl closely tonight, you may have seen a familiar face on the field. When Portlander Nate Jones isn't refereeing an NFL game, he's the principal at Franklin High School. Tonight, Jones made the calls as a line judge. This was his first big time repping the big game, and we talked to him before he left for Atlanta.
Well, I've been an NFL official for 17 years, and I've been waiting for a call for 15 years, so I'm excited about being a part of the total program. It should be a great deal of fun, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And asked whether he felt the pressure of 135 million people depending on his decisions during the game, Jones laughed and said, no problem. I'm sure the Bills felt the pressure, however.
Yes, they had hoped to say no problem after this, but it didn't work out that way. The simple fact of this year's Super Bowl, the Bills still couldn't get it done. Buffalo became the first professional sports team to ever lose 4 straight championships in their sport. Today, the fans were looking for a bit of a closer game in this one. The Bills had the early upper hand in this one. In the second quarter, Dallas led 6-3. But near their goal line, Thurman Thomas makes a great move, goes to his left and into the end zone for a 10-6 Buffalo lead. Still in the second quarter, Troy Aikman will go back to pass, and the Bills get this one intercepted by Nate Odoms. He will have a terrific return here, but unfortunately the Bills could only pick up a field goal out of this. They led 13-6, and that was the halftime score. In the third quarter, probably the play of the game. Here, Thomas with the ball gets it stripped by Leon Lett. Remember, he was the guy that helped the Cowboys lose on Thanksgiving. Thomas Everett picks it up. He'll return it all the way for the touchdown. Dallas ties up the ball game at 13 apiece. Then they hand it over to their big man, running back Emmitt Smith. Smith will score 2 touchdowns in the second half, rush for 132 yards on the day, and Dallas wins their second straight championship as they win 30-13 over Buffalo. As we mentioned earlier in this newscast, the Blazers are at home against the Knicks tonight. That game is coming up immediately following our news. There was one other game on the schedule, and at the present pace, the Celtics won't have any numbers left for their new players. Today, Boston retired their 18th jersey number. Number 32 for Kevin McHale reached the rafters almost a year to the day Larry Bird's number was retired. McHale spent 13 years with the Celtics, winning 3 NBA titles.
Times with their championship years, but I was lucky enough to win 3 of them here, and those were absolutely the best days of my life.
In the day's ball game, the Celtics dominated the Suns. The old man, Robert Parrish, with the rebound here. Dino Radja picks up the lay-in on the other end. He had 21 points as Boston beats Phoenix 106-94. In college basketball, the nation's #1 team is from the Pac-10. Todd Bozeman and Cal were filed up against UCLA's Bruins. Their undefeated record on the line, UCLA's that is, inside the lob to Lamont Murray. Cal was at 29-16 in the first half. Jason Kidd had a fantastic game. Dished out 12 assists. This one to Murray from behind the back. He gets the jam. Murray had 21 points in the game. They were up 45-35 at the break. Inside, Monty Buckley gets the little shake and bake after the slam underneath. Kidd ended up with 18 points himself. Look at this pass underneath. 14 rebounds also for Kidd. California upsets the last Division I team who was undefeated in the nation. UCLA loses the final 85-70. California the winner. Only upset in the top 25. Number 11, Indiana lost to Illinois 88-81. And, of course, we'll have all the highlights of the Blazer game tonight at 11 o'clock.
Of course, and that game is just about to start about 2 minutes from now, so that does it for now. From here, anyway, we'll have more news tonight at 11. See you then. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
How is the computer section?
Well, we talked with an executive from IBM in hope that he could give us a good deal, and he told us that we could do better here at Incredible Universe than he could get it for us through his connection. So that speaks for itself, I guess.
You have a slightly favorable opinion of this place, I'd imagine.
Definitely, definitely. I think you should shop everywhere, but you're going to find that Incredible Universe is a very tough place to beat price-wise.
It's interesting. The same pickups that overall carry the most powerful line of engines on the planet also carry the most safety features. The new Dodge.
Blazers on the brake, Blazers on the drive, Blazers on Broadway. That's right, Blazers on Broadway. It's the store where you'll find the largest selection in official Blazers merchandise in the world. Blazers hats, t-shirts, jackets, warm-ups, kids' clothes, and you never know who you're going to bump into here.
Hey, is it me?
Definitely.
Hey, thanks.
No problem. Blazers on Broadway, downtown Portland and Lancaster Mall, Salem.
Hey, how about this?
Maybe you should try a hat.
Coverage you can count on. News 8.